The 1950s saw the birth of the computer age. This was a time of great innovation and technological advancement. Computers, once the size of entire rooms, began to shrink in size and grow in capability. The world was on the brink of a digital revolution. This era also marked the quiet beginnings of video games. These early games were not the complex, high-definition experiences we know today, but they were groundbreaking in their own right. They laid the foundation for an industry that would eventually become a global phenomenon. In 1958, William Higginbotham, a physicist at Brookhaven National Laboratory, created Tennis for Two. This game was designed to entertain visitors at the lab's annual exhibition. It was a simple yet captivating game that simulated a tennis match. This early game was a simple simulation of tennis. Players used a controller to hit a ball back and forth across a net, all displayed on an oscilloscope screen. Despite its simplicity, it was a hit among the visitors, showcasing the potential of interactive entertainment. It used an oscilloscope for a screen, a device typically used for displaying electrical signals. This repurposing of technology was a testament to the creativity and ingenuity of early game developers. The oscilloscope's green glow and simple graphics were a far cry from today's vibrant displays, but they were mesmerizing at the time. A few years later, in the early 1960s, Steve Russell and his team at MIT developed SpaceWar. This game was a significant leap forward in terms of complexity and gameplay. It was one of the first video games to be played on a computer, specifically the PDP-1. SpaceWar was a more complex game. It featured two spaceships, each controlled by a player, engaged in a battle in the gravity well of a star. The game required strategy and skill, making it a favorite among the tech-savvy students and researchers at MIT. It allowed players to engage in spaceship battles, a concept that was revolutionary at the time. The game's physics and controls were advanced for its era, providing a glimpse into the future of interactive entertainment. These early games were primitive by today's standards, with simple graphics and basic gameplay. However, they were the first steps in a journey that would lead to the sophisticated and immersive games we enjoy today. Yet, they held the seeds of a revolution in entertainment. These pioneering efforts demonstrated the potential of video games to captivate and engage audiences, setting the stage for the explosive growth of the gaming industry in the decades to come. The 1970s saw the release of Pong, a game that would change everything. Created by Atari, Pong brought the concept of video games to the masses. Its simple gameplay, two paddles and a ball, was easy to understand and addictive to play. Pong was a cultural phenomenon. It appeared in arcades, bars, and even homes. The game's success proved the commercial viability of video games. This paved the way for an explosion of creativity and innovation. The late 1970s and early 1980s were the golden age of arcade games. Arcades became social hubs. They were filled with the sounds of beeps, boops, and excited shouts. Games like Pac-Man, Space Invaders, and Donkey Kong became instant classics. These games introduced iconic characters and gameplay mechanics. They captivated players with their simple yet compelling gameplay. The competition for high scores and bragging rights fueled the arcade craze. The arrival of home consoles like the Atari 2600 brought video games into living rooms. The Atari 2600, with its interchangeable game cartridges, offered a library of games at players' fingertips. The Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES, revitalized the home console market in the mid-1980s. The NES introduced iconic franchises like Super Mario Bros. And The Legend of Zelda. The competition between Nintendo and Sega, with its Genesis console, fueled what became known as the console wars. The 1990s witnessed a revolution in video game graphics, the advent of three-dimensional gaming. Sony's PlayStation, released in 1994, showcased the power of 3D graphics. Games like Tekken and Final Fantasy VII captivated players with their realistic visuals. Nintendo's Nintendo 64, with its innovative controller, also embraced 3D gaming. Games like Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time redefined what was possible in video games. The move to 3D opened up new possibilities for gameplay, storytelling, and immersion. Tekken, a fighting game developed by Namco, was one of the first games to truly demonstrate the potential of 3D graphics. The characters moved fluidly, and the environments were richly detailed, offering a level of realism that was previously unimaginable. Players could now experience a sense of depth and space, making the gameplay more engaging and dynamic. Final Fantasy VII, on the other hand, took storytelling in video games to new heights. With its intricate plot, complex characters, and stunning pre-rendered cutscenes, it set a new standard for narrative depth in gaming. The game's use of 3D models allowed for more expressive character animations, enhancing the emotional impact of the story. Nintendo's Super Mario 64 was a groundbreaking title that showcased the possibilities of 3D platforming. The game's open-world design and intuitive controls allowed players to explore vast, immersive environments. It was a significant departure from the linear levels of previous Mario games, offering a new level of freedom and creativity. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time further pushed the boundaries of what could be achieved in a 3D game. Its expansive world, intricate puzzles, and real-time combat system set a new benchmark for action-adventure games. The game's innovative use of 3D graphics created a sense of scale and immersion that was unparalleled at the time. The transition to 3D gaming was not just about better graphics. It fundamentally changed the way games were designed and played. Developers had to rethink level design, character movement, and camera angles to fully utilize the new technology. This era of experimentation and innovation laid the groundwork for many of the gaming conventions we take for granted today. Looking back, it's clear that the 1990s were a pivotal decade for video games. The shift to 3D graphics opened up a world of possibilities, transforming video games into a more immersive and interactive medium. The legacy of this era can still be seen in the games we play today, as developers continue to build on the foundations laid by pioneers like Sony and Nintendo. The late 1990s and early 2000s saw the rise of online gaming. Dial-up modems gave way to broadband internet, allowing for faster connections and more complex online experiences. Massively multiplayer online role-playing games, or MMORPGs, like EverQuest and World of Warcraft, created persistent virtual worlds. In these worlds, players could interact with each other in real time. They could form guilds, complete quests, and battle formidable foes together. Online gaming fostered a sense of community, bringing players together from all over the world. The 21st century ushered in an era of high-definition graphics and advanced gaming technologies. Consoles like the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Nintendo Wii pushed the boundaries of visual fidelity and processing power. Games like Halo 3, Grand Theft Auto 4, and Super Mario Galaxy offered stunning visuals and immersive gameplay. The introduction of motion controls with the Wii and the rise of virtual reality, or VR, gaming further blurred the lines between the virtual and real worlds. Today, the video game industry is a multi-billion-dollar global phenomenon. Blockbuster titles like Fortnite, Call of Duty, and Minecraft dominate the charts. These games have not only captured the attention of millions of players worldwide, but have also become cultural icons in their own right. They offer expansive worlds, competitive gameplay, and endless hours of entertainment, drawing in both casual gamers and hardcore enthusiasts. Independent developers are also making their mark, creating innovative and thought-provoking games. These indie games often push the boundaries of creativity and storytelling, offering unique experiences that differ from mainstream titles. Games like Celeste, Hades, and Stardew Valley have shown that smaller studios can produce critically acclaimed and commercially successful games. The indie scene is a hotbed of innovation, where new ideas and experimental gameplay mechanics are born. The rise of mobile gaming, fueled by smartphones and tablets, has made gaming more accessible than ever. With games like Candy Crush, Clash of Clans, and Pokemon Go, people can enjoy gaming on the go. Mobile games have opened up the world of gaming to a broader audience, including those who may not own a console or gaming PC. This accessibility has led to a surge in casual gaming, making it a significant segment of the industry. The future of video games promises even more immersive experiences, groundbreaking technologies, and boundless creativity. Virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, are at the forefront of this evolution, offering players the chance to step into their favorite games like never before. Imagine exploring alien worlds, battling dragons, or solving intricate puzzles in a fully immersive environment. The potential for VR and AR in gaming is limitless, and developers are just beginning to scratch the surface of what's possible. From humble beginnings to a global entertainment powerhouse, video games continue to evolve. The journey from simple, pixelated graphics to photorealistic visuals has been nothing short of extraordinary. Each new generation of consoles brings with it advancements in technology, allowing for more complex and visually stunning games. The history of video games is a testament to human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of better, more engaging entertainment. They captivate, challenge, and connect us in ways unimaginable just a few decades ago. Online multiplayer games have created communities where players from around the world can come together, form friendships, and compete against one another. The emotional highs and lows experienced during gameplay can be profound, creating lasting memories and bonds. Whether it's the thrill of victory or the agony of defeat, video games have a unique ability to evoke strong emotions and bring people together.